I obviously hold a lot of Hive power for a lot of reasons. One is that, Inleo needs it as a project, and I think that that's actually the value prop of Hive, which I've talked about a lot, is that I don't think that the average user needs to have Hive. I think it's the project owners that need to have Hive um, in order to grow. And in order for because essentially Hive doesn't have free data storage. It just has rechargeable credits for data storage. So, and it's very cheap. So like most of us don't even think about, we always say fast and free transactions, which Hive does have. But when you store stuff on Hive, when you store data, there's a cost to it. But that cost is paid by having some Hive power staked. And you get resource credits, and all of us here already know that. But when you reach scale, which Hive has not done yet, and no projects on Hive have really reached this scale yet, like imagine a future where Inleo has 1 million monthly active users, and we don't want to have to tell our users, oh, you have to go out and buy 15 Hive power, by the way, otherwise you won't be able to make comments anymore. We want to instead buy 15 Hive power for ourselves as the project, stake it, and then delegate the resource credits to each user. So over time, imagine a future again where Leo has 1 million monthly active users, and 90% of those users don't know what Hive is, don't have any Hive, and they don't need to. The Inleo project will have to have millions and millions. I don't even know, with 1 million monthly active users, we'd need 10 million plus Hive power easily in order to service those users and all the data that we need to store. So the real use case for millions of Hive getting bought off the market and staked is projects like Inleo succeeding. And if you're a Hive stakeholder, you should be doing everything you can to help projects like Inleo. And obviously, it's not just Inleo; it's Splinterlands and other apps on this blockchain. Help them and get them to succeed, and that's what's going to make Hive go up in price. This idea that like the masses, the millions of masses, are going to suddenly come in and start buying Hive power, it's a pipe dream. I don't think it's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is you're going to have a couple successful applications on this blockchain that each get, millions of users and then need to buy millions of Hive as a result. Yeah, it's, the bigger this blockchain gets in terms of users and activity, the more expensive it's going to become to store data on it. So the success of Inleo will then require other projects to start investing in Hive power. The success of other Hive projects will require Inleo to have to buy more Hive power. So you want this blockchain to succeed, get apps more users. That's what's going to make this blockchain succeed. You look at blockchains like Ethereum, and I use this as a good example, or Solana, or any of these other chains. They all have gas fees, and that's the primary value proposition. The more usage their blockchain gets, the more gas fees get generated, and that makes it more profitable for miners. And then, each one has their own kind of value capture mechanism for gas fee revenue. But all these other chains have a gas fee mechanism, and that is how they generate their value. Hive is no different. It just has a different setup in terms of how gas fees are paid, and that's because it's obviously got the I like to call it like a rechargeable gas tank. That's how I refer to it. Kind of like an electric car, if you think about it. Like with an electric car, like you never have to go out and buy gas. You just recharge. You plug it in and you recharge it, right? So it's not that dissimilar to that.